Guys, no word of a lie. When I just said I sat and filmed this episode for the file to corrupt, oh God, I can't even deal. Anyways, hello guys. Apologies that I haven't made a video. It's been a very busy week. It's been very busy. It's been very emotional. It's been very exciting. First of all, my best friend Lauren, she has now moved to the other side of the world and I miss her dearly. And Maui and I both went to the airport to see her off, and it was the saddest goodbye. But you know, when you're so excited for someone because you know that they're just going to be having the absolute best time. I also feel a little bit selfish because I want her here and I miss her, and she's one of my bestest friends. So, Lauren, I hope you're having the best time. And we all got to FaceTime last night, which was lovely and nice to catch up. And I wish you all the best in your new Australian life. On a completely different note, work wise, I have been to TikTok HQ again for the second time. Can you believe it? Which is a bit nuts to say out loud. It feels so surreal, but it was really nice to go and meet other content creators and see behind the scenes and visit the head office and yeah, just network with other streamers. I feel very lucky and very grateful to have even been offered the opportunity to go again. So thank you, TikTok. And I'm also currently trying to maintain the A League. And if you know me from TikTok, if you're an eliminator, if you're a live streamer, you can understand the pressure and maybe the little bit of stress that comes with it trying to maintain. But I'm so grateful to be where I am. And without you guys, I probably wouldn't be sitting down and filming an episode. Sometimes I need that motivation, and you give that to me. And to round the week off, James and I took Noah to the Minecraft experience in London yesterday for his 7th birthday, which is actually on the 9th, but it was the last day of the Minecraft experience. And we could not take him. He's obsessed. He had a really good time. And his tooth also fell out whilst we were there. So the tooth fairy also visited him yesterday. And yeah, we all had a really lovely day out. And we have a few other celebrations to look forward to for his birthday in the next coming weeks. So yeah, it's going to be exciting. So, welcome, guys. Welcome back to another episode of What the L. And today, I think I'm going to discuss emotionally unstable personality disorders. Like I said in the previous video, I am diagnosed with EUPD, what some of you might know as BPD, borderline personality disorder. They are both the same diagnosis. So we're going to talk about it properly, some medical terms, some humor, because if you can't laugh at your mental health, I'll only just cry and scream or punch someone. And we don't want that. We don't want that. Medically speaking, EUPD is emotionally unstable personality disorder, which is characterized by emotional dysregulation, intense and rapid changes of emotions, fear of abandonment or rejection, unstable relationship, and identity disturbance. Essentially, your emotions go from 0 to 100. There's no way of telling your emotional sat nav where to go. Common signs and symptoms include intense mood swings, emotional reactions which are overwhelming, fear of abandonment, impulsive behaviors, unstable relationships, chronic feelings of emptiness, and difficulty regulating emotions. So, the causes of EUPD can be a combination of things such as genetics, early childhood trauma, attachment issues, and environmental factors. Basically, if your brain chemistry and childhood teamed up, this would be the result. Treatment wise, gold standard is DBT. I can make another episode and go into more detail about DBT and the skills that I have used and what I have found useful, and how I like to ground myself when I'm feeling emotionally dysregulated. Medications also don't treat EUPD, but they can ease the symptoms of depression or anxiety or the irritability. And trust me, no pill fixes anything. There is no magic pill because I've tried. So, this kind of brings me on to why I became a mental health nurse. As I said in my last episode, I sadly lost my father when I was 8 and he did take his own life. So I just kind of wanted to understand the mind of people who were also maybe feeling the same way as him. I wanted to be able to give something back. And as I went through my training, experienced more placements, I started to understand personality disorders a little bit better. For me, I was very much in denial of ever having BPD, EUPD, whatever you wish to call it, because of the stigma that it holds. A lot of people think you have multiple personalities. One minute you wake up and you're one person, the next minute you're not. That's not the case. You're not manipulative, you're not dramatic, you're not hard work. And I remember just thinking, wow, this is uncomfortably familiar. I I felt the same way as the characteristics of EUPD. Over the years, I have explored different types of medications from antidepressants, mood stabilizers, antipsychotic, and like I say, there is no magic pill. It does take the edge off some things. Some medications obviously have quite heavy side effects as well. I haven't been able to tolerate a lot of them. And I've also had multiple therapies during the years as well. I wasn't actually diagnosed with EUPD until I reached 30, and that is when I had a mental health breakdown. And my brain just shut down and was like, absolutely not, we're done. It was very humbling, very inconvenient. But now I am in my 30s. I have learned what triggers me, and I have learned some skills that help me emotionally regulate. I'm a lot more self aware these days as well. And I mean, I think that's growth. Being a human who is diagnosed with EUPD, but also being a mental health professional is interesting as well. The stigma is real. I've seen it. I've seen it in practice. I've seen it within healthcare. And working with EUPD can be very challenging. Hence why I never worked with personality disorders. I struggle myself. And I think it might be because of my own personal issues. It can be challenging. The emotional intensity, the splitting, the boundary testing, even for trained professionals. Some days I can deeply understand a person, and then other days I just want to be like, oh, just use your DBT skills. So with EUPD, I am also a mother as well. And I mean, that's triggering in more ways than one. The noise, the chaos, rejection, the exhaustion. I can't even say that word properly. And yes, sometimes I do shout, but I'm human. I will always apologize to Noah when I have been not able to emotionally regulate, because generational trauma isn't about being perfect, it's about repair. I won't go into too much detail, but I don't have the best relationship with my mother, and I obviously don't have a father figure. And that stuff doesn't disappear when you become a parent. If anything, it show ups louder. I'm choosing to do things differently because I want Noah to grow up and feel safe, loved, and heard. And don't get me wrong, I get it wrong. We're not perfect, but as long as I apologize, then that's all that matters. And then there's EUPD with dating. And I think I might make a segment on its own called What the L Was I Thinking when it comes to me and my dating experiences, because again, that can be very chaotic. You can meet somebody immediately and you literally start planning your future while preparing emotionally for them to potentially leave. One minute you're obsessed, and then the next minute you think they hate you because they've sent a full stop instead of an emoji. And to be honest, I actually probably could win an Oscar for what the brain creates in my head. Let's not pretend it's not chaotic. So, a segment of What the L Were You Thinking? I think that could be fun. So, to close this episode, if you have EUPD or love somebody who does, please know that you're not broken, you're not dramatic, and you're not impossible to love. You are just emotionally sensitive in a world that doesn't make space for that. Our emotions can be intense. Dating can be a psychological warfare. But on the plus side, we love very deeply and we care very fiercely. We have elite self awareness eventually. So thank you for listening to What the L. I think in my next episode, I might talk about my spirituality journey and the moons, because do you like my new cushion? I mean, you can't see above me, but I do have 3 pictures of the moon exactly like this. And yeah, I think it would be good to discuss my spirituality journey and what got me into it and everything like that, because I love the moon and it's a very big part of my life. Thank you for listening to What the L. Go and drink some water. Don't text your ex. And please, please, please use your coping mechanism skills. Guys, I'm absolutely also terrible at creating this podcast because I forgot what the hell we asking. And today I'm choosing 2 questions that the Eliminators asked me. So the first question is, somebody asked me who inspired me to create content. And it was actually one of James's best friends who he went to school with. She's called Milge. She is a photographer. She used to take amazing photos. And we visited them once in Mauritius, where they lived. And yeah, she inspired me to download TikTok. And that's when I started creating videos. Little did I know where it would take me. But yeah, Milge, if you're watching this, thank you for inspiring me to create content and even download TikTok. And the second question that somebody asked me was, do I experience burnout? And if so, how do I manage it? I do experience burnout. There are days and weeks where I do feel really stressed. And for me personally, self care is so, so, so important. So I will book myself a massage. I will book myself a spa day. I will go and get my nails done. I will get my hair done. Those are the only beauty treatments that I have, really, plus my eyebrows. But I think self care is very important. And I've also learned over the years to actually sit and talk about my feelings, because a problem shared is a problem halved. And I have amazing friends and amazing support around me, friendship wise. And also, I think I need to start balancing out my new routines. I asked for this life, so I need to create a new routine because I've been so out of routine for the past 9 months. So I'm trying to get back into the gym. The gym does wonders for me. It really helps me with my anger. Also, I'm going to get into pole fitness this year. I'm going to find somewhere that does pole fitness. So that's exciting. And I think, to be honest, I need to set maybe regular days and times for when I'm going to stream on TikTok, whilst also maintaining the leagues if I can, and days where I'm going to sit down, film, and edit. So, yeah, it's just creating balance and a new routine in my life. And self care is important when experiencing burnout, and taking time for yourself and knowing that it's okay to have a lazy day if you're feeling that way. Because there's some days where I actually don't want to get out of bed, I don't want to shower, and that's okay. That's just my body's way of telling me that I need to slow down and I need to take some time for me. So thank you guys. I'm looking forward to answering your questions next time. And thank you for watching this episode. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.